Mr. Blake?
Well, I have a pile of notes here.
You want to start? You want me to start? I just wrote down those adjectives to start to sum up my experience.
Oh, that was good stuff. I don't know if you were taking it from the actual speech or if you were just coming up with the top of your head and just throwing some stuff on there, which, there's some good buzzwords we can go over. You want to start there?
Yeah, if I may.
You may, please.
Oh, you got to stay in this camera.
You got to stay in this camera.
Yeah, you got to stay.
All right, I'll let you work out the logistics.
Yeah, we'll just, okay.
Yeah, test shot.
Hi, everybody. Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, California, Los Angeles, to be specific. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Agree to Disagree here on thenewamericanmedia.com. My name's Brian Engelman, and beside me is Blake Wally. Blake, I almost called you Blake the Eccentric. Do you still go by that or not?
Oh, you can. It doesn't matter.
All right. Well, Blake the Eccentric has been doing his podcasts and news analysis for years now, and we are together today to discuss the State of the Union. President Donald Trump finally allowed back in Congress after Miss Nancy Pelosi was done throwing her temper tantrum, after Trump was done throwing his temper tantrum, after our government was shut down and all chaos ensued. Not really. But anyway, my analysis on this, I took a few things away. A few notes. I'll show you right there. Disarming. Hopeful. Well done. Skillfully choreographed. Opportunities. Unifying. Star-studded star power. Reagan-esque. Cheerleader. Optimistic. And choose greatness. These are a few of my takeaways. Disarming, I think it kind of cut through a bunch of the partisan nonsense. Hopeful, it was positive. It was well done. I'd give it an A. I'd give it an A. An A minus, maybe an A. Skillfully choreographed, it was put together well. It was thought out. It was nice how it came back around, how that one serviceman actually helped liberate the people that were trapped under Nazi occupation.
That's a cool story.
Opportunities. It was unifying. It really kind of brought people together. From Buzz Aldrin to all the people in the audience. It just seemed, it seemed like a reality TV star put on his second State of the Union. It's like he's getting used to this thing. Reagan-esque. It was very rah-rah, believe in us, we're the best, and this is why you should jump on board. He was a cheerleader, optimistic, and when he said choose greatness, I thought it was a good line. So, Blake, those were my main takeaways. What do you have to say?
I think that was the theme when he came out front. It was about the greatness and working together, and it's all Team America and not the whole partisan rivalry going on. It's not a win for the Republicans or Democrats. So I thought that was very good. It's unifying. I mean, most of the State of the Unions, they're very scripted. It's kind of the same thing, but I think this was pretty well done for the most part. I don't really have anything to complain about. Some good stories and good points. And I think there's a lot of opportunities here for 2019. And he made a note of that. And it was very good, very strong.
And by good stories, obviously, when you're showing people who, their family was impacted by, illegal aliens that came into this country and murdered people in their family, obviously, like that's not a positive thing, but it was powerful. I don't know. When I said this was unifying, how do you not rally against people that shouldn't even be here that are taking away loved ones? That's something you should be able to come together on. It seems like a common sense platform that murderers should not be coming in here willy-nilly. You should kind of vet those people a little bit. But it was powerful. I think it highlighted the problems that we're having at the southern border. And I think it needs to be said. And I just found it interesting, what the Democrats were standing for, what they weren't standing for. But I think Trump was kind of playing them like a fiddle a little bit, getting everybody, he threw enough candy to the masses, from the Halloween float or the parade float, if you will, throwing the beads out at Mardi Gras. You got the crowd to cheer. You got them standing up, all the white shirts. And I've heard this quote and I've seen the memes going around. I haven't seen that many Democrats dressed in white since they invented the KKK. And I think that's kind of you might want to think about the optics of that, but I digress. Blake, why don't we maybe go through some of your notes here? You wrote down some of this stuff. We're kind of going off the cuff here. From the top?
Well, we could just start with some of these buzzwords or phrases, talking about unlimited potential and historic breakthroughs for America. It's not two parties, but we're one nation. Some of these aren't entirely accurate. I don't. My shorthand isn't so.
No, but I like that one. Say that again. We're not two parties. We're one nation. I know people have said that similar stuff, but on my drive in, because I was coming back in, I missed like the first 10 minutes through radio, and then I came in. That was a great line. It was just enough of this nonsense. We're one nation. It was a good line. I like that one.
Yeah, he made a point. It's not the agenda of the Republicans, or it's the agenda for the American people. Victory is winning for our country. Not for the parties, boundless potential for compromise on the common good. That's what looking forward to 2019, if we can work together on some of the issues that we can all agree upon. And that's a good one. That's going to be the key one this year. And the Democrats are kind of seems like the losing side of this argument. And even for me, I'm anti-wall, but on this issue, I've been converted since they don't seem to have any other solutions and they're not enforcing it. It's just a big open joke. So it's time to listen to maybe the Border Patrol and get the security done if they're not willing to do their job. So that's another story. We'll get into more of that, of course.
Well, but real quick, how are you anti-wall? Explain why you're anti-wall.
I just on principle. I think it's completely ridiculous that this isn't like 5th century China. We're not worried about invasions of the Mongols or something. Now the walls do work in certain situations, and it seems like an extreme measure. But since they're not enforcing the laws at all, it's just an open joke, and now they're just sending caravans up because nobody enforces the law. I mean, it's obviously becoming a problem. And if they're not willing to do something, they say they're going to have new technology or whatever, and it's all BS. And so they're just trying to parade around like they're great humanitarians. It's not. It's actually endangering us, as Trump pointed out. The statistics don't lie. And it's a losing argument. I think it's going to really end badly for them, for the Democrats. And I hate to see a wall, but if outside of changing the system, that's going to probably be what we have to do in the current system anyway. It seems like the only way it's going to work, granted, unless they have something different or they want to enforce the laws. And so far, I haven't seen anything.
And I guess my perspective is growing up in Ohio, hadn't made a lot of trips to the southern border in my lifetime. But after 9/11, I was just appalled to find out that we didn't already have a nice, strong wall all across our southern border. Why wouldn't you? And ever since then, it's like, all right, well, I've worked in enough bars in my lifetime. You got to show your ID at the door. You got to pay your cover charge, and then come on in. Don't sneak in through the back way. You get your little wristband, you come on in. I think the least we could do for our country is the same that you require in a college town. So my only concern with the wall has been that it could keep us in if it ever got so bad. So anyhow, please continue.
All right. So getting back, he's saying there's decades of stalemate. We need to forge new solutions, which is true. One of my favorite lines was he was talking about greatness or gridlock. Do we choose results or resistance? Vision or vengeance?
So stop there.
Yep.
What's the last line? Incredible
progress or pointless destruction.
Yeah, he was doing good with the alliterations. I always love alliterations. What was that again? Read me that whole thing. I like that line too. That's when I was driving in.
Greatness or gridlock, results or resistance, vision or vengeance, incredible progress or pointless destruction.
That was good.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's kind of a little break there before we go into some of the other points. But yeah, he's talking about the first time in 50 years we're an exporter of energy. A lot of stuff. Maybe I've been out of the loop a lot, but it seems like things are going pretty well economically, and we got low unemployment and people are making more money. Supposedly, it's but it seems like by all measures so far things are going pretty well. And there's a lot of positives to be taken.
To be an exporter of energy. Just ponder that for a second. How many years have we been, on our knees begging Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states, "Sir, may I please have some more oil?" More? There's no more. Like now we're exporting the oil. Drill, baby, drill. Remember that was made fun of?
Yeah, well, yeah, we have to have our unholy alliance with the Saudi Arabia because they prop up the dollar.
Hey,
That's another story, but we're not going to get off on that. That's for another day.
I dig the fact that we're exporting energy, and yes,
Absolutely.
let's get as clean an energy as we possibly can. We're all in
Agreed.
favor of that. But while we have it, while we're doing it, let's not be beholden to any other nation. Let's take care of our own business. America first, if you will.
Agreed, Brian. All right, so what else do we have? Oh, we made a mention of the ridiculous partisan investigations and slowing us down. That was kind of a funny moment, a little highlight in the beginning.
I mean, it was a jab at the Mueller investigation. This
2 years.
This farce, this not so comical. It's just been mayhem. It's just been mayhem.
Yeah, it's been dragging on for way too long. They don't seem to have anything yet, and it just continues. They're just going to keep digging and digging and digging until they find something, or just drag it until they get another president. I have no idea, but it is a distraction, and it's time to just release something, or
Speaking of dragging something along, we finally got to see Ruth Bader Ginsburg tonight, right? Finally came out,
Did I tune out?
No,
was I furiously writing notes when she made an appearance?
Did that not happen? I don't know. Maybe that didn't happen because it seems like that something's being dragged out. I think they're trying to run out the clock to try to replace this woman. But yeah, there's a lot of speculation online wondering, is she okay? Where is she? Are there sightings? We saw all the other Supreme Court justices, including Justice I Like Beer Kavanaugh. So go figure. That's his first State of the Union. Okay, what else we got?
All right, so Republicans and Democrats must join forces. We need to fund the government, protect our homeland, secure the border, start ending illegal immigration. We want to cut out the coyotes and human traffickers, and we're seeing like large organized caravans sending immigrants north. And yeah, because who's going to stop them? It's ridiculous. And if they do get here and we do kind of stop them, then they complain that people are getting separated from their families, and they keep twisting this, and it's just not the right way you do stuff. We welcome the immigrants. He wants to bring in more immigrants than ever, and I think that's a great thing. This is a country of immigrants, but you have to come in the right way. We want to get people to come up here, work, and if they're good people, we want to keep them, but they don't flood them into the border like refugees, and then they get clogged up in the system, and we don't know who they are. There's just any number of different problems with that, and they don't seem to want to do anything about it. So we have to build a wall. I guess they're going to build a wall. So anyway, maybe in the future, then when we become more sophisticated as a world and unite as a people, then we can get rid of the wall. That'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like it's Berlin or anything, but come on. It's still
Look, either we share cultural values or we don't. And as a nation, you're either in favor of liberty and freedom or you're not. There's a lot of people coming in from countries that have different perspectives on the world, and they've raised their children differently. They have been raised by their parents differently. And in a lot of these cases, many people that are trying to come in here are not coming in here to try to participate and help and contribute to what America is, but there's a lot of people that are coming in to try to change what we are. And I think coming up next, you're gonna have one of your notes here. I won't spoil it. If you were watching, of course, I'm sure you know what this is. Hey Keith, you want to come in live? Type on the camera. By the way, we're on. Okay, so on this camera, we're on YouTube, youtube.com/The New American Media. Thank you so much. Give us the thumbs up. Join us in Top Chat. Keith over there and the other people watching in Facebook, you can join us on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. I'm trying to bring people from Facebook over to YouTube, but it's facebook.com/The New American Media. Keith, let me know if you want to come in live. Keith is saying the look on Bernie's face was priceless when Trump declared. Okay, well, all right. Well, that's the line I don't want to give away. It's like one of my favorite lines. Thank you, Keith. As you were, Mr. Blick.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely get it. That's going to be, it could be one of the memes. It's going to be one of the top 3 or 4 memes of the State of the Union address. So.
Oh, there were a few memes. I think there was this when Trump was conducting Happy Birthday. That's going to be a GIF or a GIF or a GIF.
Yeah.
It's going to be doing this. Trump will be doing this. You'll have, I almost said Hillary, Nancy looking off the other way, holding a piece of paper, for no apparent reason. Everybody sat down, and then she looks up. I should probably sit now.
Yeah.
Out there, out to lunch. So that's another GIF. Do you say GIF? I say GIF. Which one is it?
Pronounced GIF. I don't know where I heard that. But
Choosy moms choose GIF.
Not a
Oh, okay. Keith is saying he'll stay in the shadows tonight, probably going to bed soon. No sweat, Keith. We'll be your late night talk show host, signing you out. I don't know what that means. I got to come up with a better line. But anyway,
right.
So what are the other? I think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She might have a good meme. Who else was meme worthy from this one? How about that guy with the enormous hands? Not the president.
I don't know if anybody.
There were two people with enormous hands. It was like this. Little person right here. It's just enormous hands.
It was weird. It was like one little. I don't know if it was the same person.
Two people.
Or not. That's what
Two
was
people.
totally freaky about it. I don't know where that came from. Where that I haven't seen anything about it on the interweb yet. But thank you for mentioning that. Yeah. Someone's got some just gigantic hands. It's cool, but it was like, wow, look at that hand. Yeah. Anyway,
His head, his hands are gigantic. All right, what else we got?
Okay. All right. So, legal immigrants enrich our civilization in countless ways. Good stuff. He wants to bring in the largest numbers ever, but they have to come legally. Open borders are pushed by the wealthy donors who live behind walls. That was.
See, I think what I almost called him Trump. I mean, I guess I could Trump, but President Trump. It's still kind of weird to say President Trump. But I think what he does really well sometimes, and a little sketchy some other times with all the tweeting and how he works these phrases together, I think that was such a great use of the social media arguments that are being made. You know, you're fighting a culture war through memes and cartoons. And, what was that line exactly again? The one you literally just said, Blake?
Open borders are pushed by wealthy donors who live behind walls. It's not an exact quote, but that's what.
No, but it's a great line. It's so true. The people pushing for open borders and no walls are the ones that have private security. They got their mansion. That's what's going on here. And I think drawing that distinction, sometimes President Trump can do such a good job with his finger on the pulse of the zeitgeist of what's happening on social media and working it into public lectures, speeches, and States of the Union, for sure. Hey, Kathy, thanks for watching. What's up? Leave your comments in there. We'll try to work you in. No, Keith, I don't know who the woman was that was sleeping behind Ivanka, but now I want to go to the videotape and see it one more time. Yeah. Wait, we don't have a production team. If we had a production team, we'd cut to somebody sleeping behind Ivanka, but I digress.
Right. All right. So where did we leave off? He was just throwing some stats out in the immigration. A third of women that come up over the border are sexually assaulted on the journey. You've got children used as pawns. You've got human traffickers smuggling thousands of women into prostitution, modern day slavery, tens of thousands of people dying from drugs coming over the border, opiates and what have you.
And if you can pause right there for a second, because I mean, didn't the Pope just came out today and was talking about people and nuns being held against their will as sex slaves, and I don't know if you caught that story. I saw that pop all over social media today. And that's something when you want to just say, well, there's no need for a wall. We don't need a physical barrier to our country. Oh, it's un-American. There's a really dark underbelly, a really dark side to what's going on and how these coyotes are operating and what damage is being done to girls and young women. Let alone what happens when the fentanyl and the meth and some of this really disgusting stuff starts flooding into our cities and streets and in our communities, poisoning neighbors and just bringing all sorts of problems with them. I don't know how you can recognize the reality of the abuses, especially the abuses against women, in this human trafficking element of what's happening at our southern border. I don't know how you can ignore that. I don't know how the Democratic Party can pretend that that's not relevant or noteworthy. So I think the president did a good job of making the case and kind of letting them paint themselves into a corner. How could you be in favor of continuing things as they are? And he did a decent job spelling out how bad things are.
Yeah, he did it the last time he made a speech. He reiterated it again tonight. And I don't know if they're going to have another shutdown showdown coming up soon. But I mean, I think he's on the winning side of this argument. We've shown the hypocrisy by some of these Democratic leaders who are going against what their beliefs were years ago. I mean, they just have nothing to stand on except to act like they're humanitarians. And it's just not going to fly against the face of the facts. And
Orange man bad. Orange man bad.
Racist. Yep.
Orange man. Can we say it?
Orange
man bad.
Yeah.
Orange man bad. Can we say it together? Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Can we make that a GIF or a GIF?
We could.
Orange man bad. All right, good.
Maybe we should. Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. A side note. Sorry, I'm going to try to get to your comments as they're coming in. On a side note, RBG. I feel like, isn't that the quarterback that won the Heisman down at where was that? At Baylor, and then he played with the Redskins, and then the Cleveland Browns. That's RG3.
Robert. Yeah.
On a side note, RBG. That's red, blue, green, right? I learned that in art class back in 7th grade. Sorry, I learned colors earlier than the 7th grade. But on a side note, RBG. Well, it was more glitter and glue and crayons. Anyway, RBG was allegedly well enough to go to a play last night, but still too ill to attend State of the Union. Yeah, like I said, where is she? Where's she at? Where is she? I don't know. I keep hearing people ask, and I think it's a fair question. Just ask. What's up, Greg?
She's obviously got some health issues. She's a little frail. That's understandable. And we know she's close to retiring anyway or stepping down. And I don't know. I mean, I wish her the best of health. But, I mean, it's time to step down. And I'm sure she had, I don't know, what kind of reason. Obviously, it's not good for the optics or what have you. And, looks like there's going to be a new appointee sometime probably in the next couple of years, and it could be sooner than later.
Hello to Greg watching over there. Greg, who may have allegedly unfriended me on Facebook. Why I oughta. No, he said I got caught up in the purge. I'm like, nah, I don't know. I declare shenanigans. Keith is mentioning another quote over here, and I'm going to pause because I think you may have mentioned some of that in your notes, because that's a pretty important part. Speaking, kind of parlaying off of what RBG was saying, that's going to be one of the paramount things that you saw President Trump foreshadow tonight. Some of the importance, some of the importance that President Trump puts on some of the most important issues in his agenda to come. That will be State of the Union related. It will be related to Keith's comment. So I'm gonna. Okay, Greg is saying mistakes were made. Greg, I got to talk to you offline, pal. Mistakes were made. Why I oughta. But it's good seeing you tonight. Love you, buddy. Okay, please continue, buddy.
All right. Well, it's a good point when he's calling out the infanticide. Is that how you pronounce it?
Infanticide. Yes, Metallica sings about
that. It's
that.
another one that the Democrats just have no room to stand on either.
Creeping death?
Horrible issue. Late term. I mean, it's one thing, I don't want to get into the whole abortion issue right now, but I mean, if there's certain circumstances early on, we can have an argument some other time, but late term is really just dehumanizing, disgusting. It's just a waste of, I don't get it. I don't know how anybody could be for it unless there's some kind of a medical emergency. And I mean, there could be a scenario, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, there's like why are we killing children? Why are normalizing something that is so hideous? This is not a religious perspective. This is just a team humanity perspective. That's messed up.
I don't get it. I don't get what this Democratic Party is going to bed proud about tonight. But Keith brings it up. It was really interesting for President Trump to call out both New York and Virginia for infanticide. And once again, that plays in with the Ruth Bader Ginsburg thing when he gets another appointee. That there could be a really big swing coming up soon.
Right. Well, I mean, I think those are kind of the two of the biggest ones, the two of the biggest issues where it's apparent that there's divisive and we've got to work together. I just don't see where the Democrats win on those two. The other one I thought was kind of funny. We'll probably wrap this up soon. I think it was just taking the digs at socialism towards the end and saying America, saying specifically that America is not a socialist country. Forget the exact quotes. started out. Another bold statement first. Said if you had not been elected, we would probably be at war with North Korea. It's a little bold. I don't know. That's a side issue.
The president is being treated for a sore shoulder for slapping himself on the back with that one. But honestly, it's an enormous accomplishment. It's an enormous accomplishment to wrap up this stupid Korean War thing that's been going on since when? The 50s, 60s, 50s, 40s?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have it in front of me.
War, yeah.
54 or something. I mean, it took Dennis Rodman and Donald Trump to stop that nonsense. Cool. Yeah. Trump's trying to get us out of these extra wars, and he's calling out the stupid wars of the past. He did that in the Republican primaries. He did it against Hillary, who served as Secretary of State, and he's doing it now. I mean, this is an anti-war president who's putting this country first. Record unemployment for, what do you say, for blacks, for Latinos, for Asians. The highest number of participants in the workforce in history. I just but Orange Man bad. So I mean, Orange Man bad.
Yeah. No, it's too bad, but hopefully, they take some advice and we work together. And it's cool. And people need to get out of these stupid party mentality anyway. Just think for yourself. Anyway,
let me jump to Greg's thoughts here real quick. I know he wrote a bit of a novel, but since he took the time to write it, I'm going to take the time to read it, and maybe we could respond to it. This is Greg McWhirter, who's been on our program before. Let's see his State of the Union thoughts, and he says, "Remember, I don't support Trump, nor did I vote for him. Hard libertarian." He says, "I liked how he talked about what bills he got through with cooperation of Democrats, right? Like the criminal justice reform stuff. That's a big give. That's a big get. That's very crossing the aisle and doing something that the other side is pushing for. Where's the credit for it? Where is the credit in the mainstream media for it? I'm all for calling people out when they deserve to be. But if you're not going to even, I mean, that's a good thing. The criminal justice reform, that's kind of a universal thing. And pointing to these people, I did find it a little hypocritical that he was praising, hey, this person was involved in nonviolent selling of drugs, this, that, and the other. And then almost in the next sentence, he was talking about stopping the drugs from coming in and the drug dealers. I'm like, I don't get it didn't mesh well with, I don't know. I think it muddied the waters a little bit there. But anyway, Greg is saying he liked how he did that with the cooperation of Democrats. It was actually very statesmanly of him. First time he could say that about him. All right, fair. And I'll agree with you on that. Greg likes how he directly attacked preconceptions and opinions about him. For example, Trump hates women. He talked a lot about uplifting women. Trump's a fascist. He talked about defeating fascism. Trump's a Nazi and a racist. Talked about the value of Jewish and black lives. But I'm sure CNN will spin it tomorrow for all their viewers who didn't watch it. It was hilarious, though, to see the diverse or the divisive statements by Stacey Abrams in her statement. It was like they had no idea what he was going to say, so the left went back to their standard talking points. Hilariously sad and tragic. I dig. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it was like a campaign speech. It was just the usual talking points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more tribal politics. Interesting stats that he said about the border. Under Trump, CBP and ICE has arrested 266,000 arrests of criminal aliens. Out of that number, people charged or convicted were 100,000 assaults, 30,000 sex crimes, 4,000 killings and murders. That's 4,000 people dead that didn't need to be. That's just brutal. Over 1,000 convictions of human trafficking, and Greg's going to fact check those later. Thanks for. Can I like this comment? Pin it or delete it? No, I just want to like it. What's wrong with you? Oh, there you go. That's how we like it. Thank you for the comment. Keith is saying still a little worried about leaving Syria and Afghanistan too early. I don't want ISIS to regroup. Will ISIS regroup without our funding?
I think
too soon.
Russia's kind of got
too soon.
I would assume they've got some plans. I don't know. I'll stay out of that for right now.
Well, you're gonna stay out of it. All right. Hi, Robin. Thanks for watching. Keith saying there's a lot of anti-Semitism on the left, and Trump was calling them out. Yeah. That's kind of their. It's one of the hallmarks. One of the hallmarks.
Yeah. So.
Some more notes, Blake.
More notes. What was I going to say? And that was another one of the highlights that Keith brought up was the women thing, but we're even more where it was they kind of broke character because they were there to just kind of get in his face and just sit there and
Sour face.
then when he started putting up the stats about more women in the workforce and
Raising
more
the
women in
roof.
Congress, oh, they got excited. And that was a good moment for
It was
everybody.
great.
We're all working together. I like it. Okay.
It was great. I
Yeah.
want to see more of that. I think that's why didn't I put disarming? Maybe that was
Yeah.
one of the comments one of the notations I made on it. It was disarming. Trump can be charming. He can be disarming. And I think we need some more of that. I think this constant back and forth nonsense. It's really played out. It's really played out.
So, Ryan, do you think that when he said if he had not been president, we'd be at war with North Korea? Do you think that how do you think Hillary or Jeb Bush would have handled North Korea?
Wow.
I mean, he makes a point. I don't know.
Jeb Bush? You think Jeb Bush was number 2? Who ended up being number 2? Who did Trump have to slay finally? Who's the last? Was it Cruz? No, it wasn't Cruz. Last one standing. Kasich was still lingering around, but he was an afterthought.
It's been this long.
It has
I mean,
been.
It's been but I can't remember. It was such a huge field. It started at 17.
Who did we end
Cruz
up
was in
with?
that final.
No,
Great
Jeb Bush got knocked out pretty quick. That's a question to type in here. Who is the second to last person on the Republican side?
Not Rubio.
Masochist was second. Kasich. That it? I was thinking it was Kasich.
Really?
I think he was like maybe the
Top
final
five,
holdout. Maybe the holdout. Greg is saying he agrees with the Korea statement. The establishment would have never met with Kim Jong-un. Okay, fair. It's fair.
I agree.
And I know General Wesley Clark had this idea that, after 9/11, they had a plan to go invade, what was it, 9 countries, 13 countries? I forget the number. 7 countries.
Yeah.
Already planned out. It's like they had your script. Here you go. And they're like, whoa.
PNAC, Project of the New American Century, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Keith is saying Kasich just held out longer than everyone else. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, what else?
Okay, so we'll finish up maybe
Yeah,
the whole socialist thing that was pretty cool.
I love the socialist comment. We are not a socialist country, and we never will be.
So
Paraphrasing.
Yeah, so from North Korea to Venezuela, he wants to condemn Maduro, the socialist. That's led to poverty and despair. That after Chavez, there's no way we're going to. Talking about adopting socialism in the U.S. because we were founded by liberty and independence. Was it weird? They cut the camera out, but when they started talking about the socialism stuff, it didn't seem like Nancy Pelosi had an appropriate response. Is she a socialist? I mean, obviously Bernie, we're going to see memes about that all year. But I don't know what the deal was with Pelosi. That was a little frightening. I don't know where she stands. Are the Democrats turning into socialists now?
Well, remember there was a bit of an early power struggle with AOC. AOC was trying to come after Pelosi and take her spot, and she got smacked down real fast. I remember that was like a 2-day story, and then she's like, "All right, I'm not doing that." Maybe she woke up with a horse's head, literally or figuratively. Okay, man, there's jokes about that. I wasn't going there. I wasn't calling her a horse or a cross-eyed horse. I would never do that. That's just rude. But no, there was an early power struggle for that. And it was interesting because Pelosi was not standing, but she was sitting and clapping. It was that there's a Simpsons where Homer goes to the grocery store and they're giving away free samples. And anything with a toothpick in it is free. He comes up with this idea. So he's poking holes in soda cans and drinking the soda. Anyway, he goes to the lobsters and he's trying to get a lobster. It's like, Dad, you can't do it. So anyway, he buys a little lobster and brings it home. And he says, I'm going to fatten him up and eat the profits. And so, but he puts it in the fresh water tank with the goldfish. And Lisa's like, Dad, it's fresh water. That'll kill the lobster. He goes, grabs the salt, dumps some salt in. And then the lobster that's upside down, almost dead, comes back to normal. But then the fish go upside down. And then Lisa goes, but Dad, now the fish. He goes, hold on, I'm fine-tuning this. So he's pouring water in, he's pouring salt in, and then they both kind of go half and half, and they're like, so they're both half dead, and that was good for Homer. That was a good compromise. So anyway, that's a long-winded way to say Nancy Pelosi was sitting and clapping, not standing and clapping, or sitting and not clapping. She tried to split the difference is the point. So she was doing a little bit here. We just got to scroll up.
Yeah.
Yeah, your large comment
Well
keeps jumping up here, Greg.
Good stuff. Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, Greg saying he loved the jabs at the socialist. Keith is saying Pelosi and Schumer clapped when he said he would never be a socialist country. Yes, but like I said, it was like that half and half lobster.
And the guy cut off, showed the crowd. And
half on the side.
Nancy, she's standing, she's sitting. I don't know.
Interesting. Greg is saying the Democratic establishment will eventually crush AOC. It's almost like Alice in Chains. I'm thinking AIC, like Lane Staley and stuff. Why do you think the Democratic establishment will eventually crush AOC? Because she's not playing with the big donors. She's not a globalist. She's not bought and paid for. I'm interested to see your follow-up on that. Greg saying, I think CNN ran a story about who the DNC is going to get to take her down. She hasn't even been in office a month. Yeah, but she has the best quotes and she's the most foolish. Well, okay, I digress. That's how do you even describe who has the worst ideas out of that party? I don't know. She's easy to. I'm gonna think about how I've responded to that
before.
before.
Getting crushed in the memes, but she's very feisty. I mean, I gotta respect it. It's made it entertaining, even though. Yeah,
oh, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I mean, as entertaining as.
Definitely.
Oh,
it's the greatest reality show ever right now with Trump and with her and Pelosi. Pelosi's back. I don't get it. It's a lot of cartoon characters. But it's entertaining. So when I think we're in the right direction, even though we've got some, there's some general weirdness and
general weirdness. Keith is saying by the way, that was a shout out to How I Met Your Mother. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, I love that show.
But you know how they have a thing where it's a general weirdness? Anytime they salute anytime that you make it. Anyway, if you watch it.
I've seen it maybe 20 times.
Well, you need to watch some more.
All right.
I'll pull up something online. We'll watch the greatest hits of all of those. Keith saying I may be wrong, but I think AOC will have her 15 minutes of fame and then fade away. The Dems will eventually move center left again, and they will weed people like her out. Keith, are you serious?
I don't know.
Keith, I love you, brother, but they have been off the rails for how many years now?
Many years.
16 years?
Strange, and I think the Democratic Party will split, and maybe it'll be like the Tea Party splitting off from the GOP.
I don't know if that's going to happen either.
The old guard.
I don't know.
You're going to see a socialist wing. You're going to see a few different factions, and she'll emerge. So they won't put her away. And I just hopefully I'd love to see just the parties just go away completely. Anyway, that would be the ideal dream, but we'll wait on that. But in the meantime, I think you're going to see the Democrats implode.
Blake, side note, do you have a crush on AOC?
No.
Are you sure?
She's an attractive enough, but I never looked at her that way. No, sorry.
Are you going to now?
No.
Yeah, no. Keith is saying.
I mean, if I was stuck with her in a cabin in the woods for a blizzard, and we were alone with a jacuzzi and a deck of cards and a couple bottles of wine, who knows what's going to happen? But no, generally not really. I'm not thinking about it like that.
You painted quite the picture. That was not that you've thought about that or anything. Keith is saying AOC is very entertaining and her face is kind of creepy. Yeah, a little bit. All right, what else you got, Blake? What other notes?
All right.
I'm sorry.
That's about it. I think that's really covered most of it. And
that's it.
I have nothing further to add. I think we're already pushing 38 minutes, so it was very good.
Give me that note again. Because once again, I started with this and I'll end with this. I found it disarming. I think Trump did a really good job of kind of cutting through some of the nonsense and getting people to. Yes, she does have Gase eyes. Adam Gase, the new head coach of where's he at now? The Jets.
Yeah.
Formerly of Miami. I think Trump was disarming. I think he did some Jedi mind tricks to kind of get the Democrats to laugh a little bit and not hate him as much. It was hopeful. He focused on positivity. I thought it was well done and skillfully choreographed. Focused on opportunities. I felt it was unifying, star-studded, star power. You get Buzz Aldrin in the house. I can't wait to see what Owen Benjamin is putting out on Instagram about Buzz Aldrin because he's on this man never landed on the moon kick. I don't know. That's like his new thing. If you don't know Owen Benjamin, he's pretty funny. Anyway, just check that out. I thought it was Reagan-esque. It was very cheerleader-esque, optimistic, choosing greatness. Choose greatness. I thought it was well done. I thought out of all of these, I think he seemed more at ease with this one than any of the others, and I think that says something. So that's our State of the Union. Leave your comments here on YouTube. Subscribe, youtube.com/The New American Media. Over here, facebook.com/The New American Media. Oh yeah, click your thumbs and give us a whole bunch of stars and thumbs up and hearts, and how about laughing and crying and frowny faces. Give me all the emojis. Just go like this until like I get 1,000 of these notifications on Facebook, because the algorithms care if you care. Do you care anymore? Do you even care, bro? Hi, Justin. Thanks for watching. Any thoughts on the State of the Union tonight? There's one. There's one. Yay! Yeah. I like those things. Right. But yeah, I thought this was good. What do we look forward to next, Blake? What's coming up? I guess it's the big
shutdown showdown.
The big shutdown showdown part two. Part two? I mean, part two of this administration. But it seems like we have one of these showcase showdowns. It's like we're on not Price is Right, right?
Yeah.
Drew Carey, Cleveland guy. It's like we're on a shutdown showdown every other week. How do you think it's going to play out? I will say, for the record, come on, Trump had both houses of Congress for 2 years, and you couldn't get anything done with the wall, and then you lose the House, and then you just, I don't know, you shut the government down, which a lot of people weren't affected, but there were some people that weren't getting paid, and it was not a good look. And I don't know why you took 2 years to do this when you had 2 years. What did you think of how the optics of that played out, and how you see it progressing moving forward? Do you see him doing it again, or do you think that they're going to come to kind of compromise? Or
some kind of crisis? I don't know. I don't understand how this is still a thing. I think why are the Democrats more under fire? Because they have a weaker argument. So I'd like to see how that plays out. I'm surprised that they didn't give in. I mean, it was like, what, $5 billion? It wasn't much. Yeah. So
or trillion. What was it? How many?
I think it was just $5.1 billion. But it gets it started, and it puts the wall in the most strategic places. And that's good. It really helps the Border Patrol.
Yeah, and I've had Ben Swan. He's been on the program. He did time down, and not did time, but he was working down on the southern border. I believe it was Texas. I might be wrong, but southern border. And he went on the tours, and he's like, he's against the wall. I'm like, how are you against the wall? I just don't understand anyone against the wall. But he said there's so many areas on the southern border that are just uncrossable with the terrain and all the rock, the mountainous. I'm like, okay, well then stop the wall at that part. Start it up again when that part ends. I don't know. It's not too complicated for me. Justin over here in the Facebook group, proud to be an American. President Trump speaking for the innocent unborn. Great night. Hey, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Or you use forceps to grab a human creature and kill him. Like, I don't know which one is human. I don't know. Greg saying Trump really made a big nod to his base with the abortion statement. I think he's shifting toward a re-election mindset. He might be. And if RBG can't continue her reign of terror, has anyone said that about RBG?
No, but you did know.
Okay, someone did know. I don't even mean it. I don't know, whatever. But if he puts a pro-life Supreme Court justice in to replace her, it could get interesting, Blake. It could get real interesting. If you thought the Kavanaugh thing was a total shit show, which it was, a complete farce. Wait till you see what happens. And it'll be I'm guessing it's going to be a woman pro-life Supreme Court nominee. I forget her name, but I've seen some of there's a couple leading candidates that they're saying she's next. And it's going to be real. Did she like beer in college? Like, what are you going to do with that? I don't know. I think it's pretty ridiculous. Hi, Chris. Thanks for watching. Chris, did you watch the State of the Union? Did you have any thoughts on it? But yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind the government shutdown. It didn't impact me personally at all. And in some ways in libertarian circles, because I'm in a lot of these groups, and maybe I'm a small L libertarian. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a big L libertarian who want open borders. But in a lot of these libertarian circles, there were jokes and memes about President Trump being the most libertarian candidate or libertarian politician out there. just shutting the government down, and nobody's noticing. Oh, all these unnecessary workers. What's the phrase they use? Unessential, non-essential,
Yeah.
non-essential workers. Tens of thousands of non-essential. It's like, if they're non-essential.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Brian.
Why do we even have them? So anyway, I don't know. I just thought that's pretty interesting. Greg is saying pro-life SCOTUS candidate Amy Coney Barrett. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking. Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you, brother.
Crack research team.
But anyway, I thought it was good. What grade would you give President Trump tonight?
I gotta give like an A. I mean, you get to read a teleprompter, and when he had his time, he was charming and funny, and he's an entertainer. This is the greatest reality show on earth. Enjoy the show.
Barnum and Bailey, Trump style. I'd give it an A. A minus. I'm gonna say A minus. I really thought the juxtaposition of here, look at this person with my new program. We let him out of jail for dealing drugs. Yay! Hey, look, he was dealing drugs and we let him loose. Yay! Now we need to get a strong border to stop the spreading of drugs. That juxtaposition instantly knocked it from an A to an A minus. But I'll stop there. Other than that obvious beef that I had with that particular moment, and I pointed it out at the time to you. I felt watching this thing. I felt like Mystery Science Theater 3000, where you're sitting in the room and just making wisecracks. I was doing it all night. I couldn't help myself. But I thought it was great. I thought it was an excellent speech. A minus. Strong showing. Hi, Steve. Greg says A minus. Let's see. Tell me what. Oh, okay. A minus. Greg says too long. That's what she said. Sorry.
Thanks, Brian.
Hey-o.
It'd be nice to keep it under an hour. But
I didn't feel like it dragged too much. Did it feel like it dragged?
Like boring or anything. No, it was more exciting than the Super Bowl.
So, whoa!
Yeah, I went there. All right.
Too soon.
Okay.
Whoa! The YouTube overlords might just flag our video for that.
Probably.
Careful! Do not mess with the NFL. Hi, Steve. Thanks for watching. Any thoughts on the State of the Union tonight, Steve? Justin's giving it an A plus. A plus. Is that the only A plus you've ever given? It's a good question. Yes, Steve is saying too soon. Thank you, buddy. Greg is saying it's twice as long as BHO on average. Oh, really?
Is it? I don't know.
Bachman Hussein Overdrive?
I know.
No, that's Bachman Turner Overdrive.
I know a few have seemed like they've gone an hour. Maybe they just seemed like they were in an hour. And it was just giant campaign speech, and it was flat and weird. But anyway, those years are done. It's like a bad memory. And I think Trump did a good job. And A minus. Yeah.
Justin is saying he was showing the point of a redeemed life with the drug dealer. Yes. But then in the next sentence, he was talking about how important it is to stop drug dealers and why we need the wall. That's the only point I'm making there. The juxtaposition, it really just blurred the colors. It kind of got a little strange. Steve is saying A beautiful. Oh, I'm saying you're either saying A beautiful mind with Russell Crowe and you forgot to put mind, or you're saying you give it an A and it was beautiful. Her face is kind of creepy.
Yeah, where the comments went down to the.
Steve is saying Nancy looked hot as always. I was really digging how she was.
Yeah, it was
doing this all night.
I can't believe she's still there. She's the poster child of term limits.
I mean, frankly, I loved when she was. Huh? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'll sit down now. I mean, she was out to lunch, man. I mean, how many times did you catch her holding that weird prop of big, thick pieces of white paper, looking off to the left, paying no attention to the fact that everyone sat down? Nancy, sit your ass. Sit it. Anyway, Nancy looked hot as hell.
And all that like silver stuff.
What was the silver stuff? Can somebody tell me what the silver stuff was?
Maybe they put it there so Nancy has to like stare at something shining so she knows where she's looking. I don't know. It's not like they were pouring tea for each other. That would have been cool, or whiskey or something.
Powdered
like
wigs. Nancy.
Yeah.
Nancy. I don't know. Nancy's out of her gourd. I don't know. I can't believe she's got that seat again. It's just a little strange. But thanks, Steve, that she looked hot as always. I appreciate you and your comments. You're a gem. You're a beautiful. Previous State of the Union leg. Oh, what is this? Look at this crack research team, Greg. Previous State of the Union legs. 2016 was 61 minutes. 2015, 93. 2014, 65, 13, 99, 12, 65, 11, 62, 10, 70, 9, 62. So what was this one? This was 60, 70, 80.
Maybe have gone 90 or so. I don't know. It was an hour and a half.
Greg, what was
that long?
I thought it was an hour 20. What was this one, Greg? An hour
82, 85.
Yeah, I thought it was 82. In which case, there's only two that were higher.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, but anyway, well,
Yeah, there were a couple of really long ones. Yeah, they probably just try to get them for an hour, and then with all the standing ovations and stuff.
it was not 2 hours, Greg.
Was it really?
Greg, are you telling me this was 2 hours?
What time is it now?
It's October now.
Wow.
Anything else on your mind while we start wrapping this up? I'm going to look this up. Blake, any thoughts? Tell them about what we're going to be doing moving forward, about doing more shows and stuff.
It's going to be an exciting year for the New American Media. We are going to, what would that be? Go supernova, perhaps. So we're definitely going to try. So it's going to be an exciting year to cover the news. And we've taken some kind of time off, kind of faded away a little bit in the background. And now we're ready to relaunch. Lots of new content, lots of ideas.
Tell them what you're editing, finishing up that we could recently covered.
Yes, we were just at NAMM. That would be was it National Association of Music something
Manufacturers.
Music Manufacturers. Yeah, that was good. It was nice to get a little out
it's
of the
music
hard
merchants. It's music merchants.
Music merchants.
I always say this song, National Association of Music Merchants. Anyway.
Yeah, so it's here in LA and covering a lot of the conventions. That was a really big one. I was surprised. But yeah, it was cool to see a lot of musicians and a lot of vendors. It's definitely a paradise if you're a musician. I am not, but I still found it interesting. But if you play guitar, drums, and stuff, you could just spend a weekend there. And they have a lot of good performances. Totally cool. We're still putting up videos for that. We're even doing cooking shows. Just kind of getting out of some of the news stuff. But we're gonna do just a little bit of everything, whatever we want to do. Or this guy is always at his unhappy hour. Browns pity party.
Hey,
it's kidding.
Future Super Bowl champion Cleveland Browns.
Perhaps is finally some optimism in Cleveland for the first time in a long time. I'm very happy for you guys.
True story. Thank you very much. It was 82 minutes long. It wasn't 2 hours, Greg. Where did you get that? It was 82 minutes. 82 minutes. It was the longest since 2000, since Clinton. Right?
2015? No, there was some 90s up there. Was there a 99 in there?
Well, the Washington Examiner article I just hit, and it put a pop-up ad, and I couldn't, so I just clicked out of it, but it said longest since 2000. But anyway, 82 minutes. Hi, Mauricio. What's your question, buddy? Do you think these people are being genuine? How can you if I may, how can you tell if a politician is lying, Blake?
When their lips move?
Hey! When their lips are moving. Steve Prevey.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
That was a little Al Bundy reference. Or Married with Children.
Al Bundy reference and that GameStop. Call me ma'am. That one. That was a great one. You mean, Mauricio, I mean the people at the State of the Union? So like the spectators, the audience?
Yeah, the congressional people or the women in the white shirts.
I don't know. I think a lot of people get into politics at some point.
Clapping seals or whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's usually how it is. And the Trump stuff, it feels a lot more real, though, with Trump. Because Trump is real to me, unlike a lot of those other phony scripted politicians. So that's why I'm happy to see him up there. And again, I'll say this: I think the greatest reality show on earth right now. And no, I think it's been great, man. It's been the best thing to happen to politics since, I don't know, Reagan before that. I mean, it's hard to say, but it's been pretty awesome. Love them or hate them, love them or loathe them.
Blake, what was with the white coats? That maybe it's an insane asylum reference with AOC right up front and center with the googly eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe it was an insane asylum reference. All the white coats with the straight jackets. Is that what it was? Are we gonna say, hey, who's on our crack research team that can do memes? We need straight jacket memes, white coats. Do you remember that song Funny Farm? Where life is beautiful all the time, and all the men in the little white coats, they're coming to take me away. Ha ha ho ho, he to the funny farm. Whoa, I can't sing. YouTube might flag me for copyright infringement.
Oh yeah, I gotta shut this thing down.
I know.
Well done.
The old American media. I don't know what was with the white coats. I missed it. Sorry. I mean, I was working all day and doing stuff, and then, come back home to this thing. What was with the white coats, Blake? Do you have any idea? Like, I'm feeling very uninformed.
It was a group of women that were there to be, I guess, in opposition of Trump, and to just kind of sit there and but I don't know. I should have picked that up. I don't remember that being specifically mentioned. Otherwise, I'd say something, but it was cool. But I mean, it was a good one of the best moments, of course, is when he was talking about glorifying that there's more women in the workforce and more women in Congress than ever, and they all got cheering. And it was the unifying moment we were looking for: Republicans, Democrats getting together and finding a common thing to rally upon.
Steve's wondering if they were supporting abortion doctors.
It's something, yeah.
Wouldn't those have been red jackets?
They should have. I didn't care for the reaction. When they talked about that, because that is a horrible issue. That's an unwinnable, disgusting. People are going to be shocked someday that people were actually that this was actually a thing in 2019. We're talking about late term abortion. It's really messed up. And
from Fortune website, at the 2019 State of the Union address on Tuesday night, expect to see a sea of suffragette white.
Okay.
The House Democratic Women's Working Group.
The House Democratic Women's Working Group invited women of both political parties to wear white to honor the legacy of women's suffrage in the United States. With a record number of women serving in Congress, the sartorial choice creates a powerful visual representation of elected women's leadership.
Sartorial?
That's a big word, man. I don't even know what that means.
Sartorial?
I probably mispronounced it too, but you know what? Hey, what's wrong with it?
What about suffragette? That's a sartorial is relating to tailoring clothes or style of dress. What's suffragette? Okay, well that one popped right up.
That's a good one.
Where's it? There we go. A woman seeking the right to vote through organized protest. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was back in the day when women were not allowed to vote, and that was a big issue. Now they're just being divisive for whatever political reason.
I think Steve asking if they were supporting abortion doctors is a pretty good.
It could have been. I'm not sure with the exact specific.
That's another meme,
but that's a bad.
It's a bad look.
Losing argument.
Bad look. So we need two things from our meme crew with TNAM. Our TNAM meme crew. We need a side-by-side or a top and bottom 2-panel cartoon with all the women in white and then abortion doctors and then all the women in white and crazy vests. The what are they called? The straight jackets. Yeah, I just said it before. So straight jackets or abortion doctors. We'll do that. Yes, you can post a meme. Mauricio saying the president most importantly, but they've been ruthless towards each other. Oh, okay. So Mauricio was asking if we thought the president was being genuine tonight, mostly, but they've been ruthless towards each other, and to see them standing and sitting and doting over the president, it was weird. Yeah, I mean, it's the dog and pony show. It's the seal. It's a day at the circus, Barnum and Bailey.
Right.
It's elephants rolling around on not bowling balls on
skates.
On elephants on roller skates. We'll take that. Mauricio saying, get zucked. Yes, I'll take that. That's Steve saying, I'm shocked today. Does that make me weird? I don't know. Did you get shocked? Wait, were you shocked today? Hi, Sandra. Thanks for watching. What'd you think of the State of the Union? They only support women. That's odd and racist. Good call. Good call. Can I post a meme? Yes. I don't know. Can you post a meme? Is that a question or is that a?
Not that we can show the rest of the class, but
Oh, if we can't show the rest of the class. Hey, thanks for those. Thanks for those happy thumbs. Give us all those likes, those thumbs up, the hearts, and shocked face emojis and all that jazz. But any final thoughts on the State of the Union? We'll wrap this up. What did you think? Any final parting shots? But yeah, we're going to be doing more with the New American Media. We're going to be going to the Conscious Life Expo coming up here real soon. I'm very excited for this. Several people we were hoping to talk to. We got to get on that. We got to start lining up all these interviews. Man on the Street. We went to the NAMM show, did Man on the Street questions. Blake was it's fun.
Mine, you did yours. We had fun. It was good times.
Anomaly did some too. If he's ever going to post them, we'll see if he does. But yeah, more stuff coming. It's a fun time to be a part of the New American Media because the old American Media has failed us. And I think we got a game plan together. I think we got a team together. I think we got a vision that we're looking for. Very excited. Happy to have all of you guys sticking around, watching us, spending time with us. You know, we value your opinion, your feedback, your comments, your commentary. Link, share it with your friends, invite them over. Look at this barrage. It's like watching
it's like fireworks.
Like a fireworks show.
Cool.
I feel like we got to keep talking now, even though we probably wrapped it up, because how do you stop?
I know,
non-stop thumbs up and hearts.
Right.
Oh, I got a fist bump and I got a.
And you get the encore, the crowd
encore. Oh, so fun fact! I met Tiffany. Remember the pop icon Tiffany at the NAMM show? I met Tiffany. Go figure. Talking about like fireworks and.
Got a nice hug out of that.
I did get a hug and a selfie. Actually, I never posted that picture. I'll post that on Instagram. Look at this. I love you guys. Look at this.
Cool.
Going bonkers. You guys are cool. Sandra, all right, we got the hearts. Thank you. Mauricio saying Trump has the power to make things happen because I think he has the balls to spill the beans on so much and they'll have to play ball. Man,
I hope he's doing some things behind the scenes and that are, and then we're gonna see more stuff coming public. I think he's a legitimate guy. If anybody can do it, it's going to be Trump.
Are you talking about David Wilcox stuff about secret tribunal? Yeah, you get to tell him what you have your ear. You have your ear to the grindstone. You have your ear to the train tracks. What are you hearing? What are the rumblings?
I mean, there's a lot of optimism that there's going to be these sealed indictments are going to, we're going to find out who's who and we're going to start seeing perp walks. We've been hearing that for a long time, so I'm tempering my expectations. But it certainly is a plausible scenario in the Trump era.
So stay tuned, I suppose. See how that goes.
This could be amazing. This will change the ultimate game changer. Then we'll have a new world. It'll be amazing. It won't be just celebrating America 2019 coming together. It'll be the world uniting and creating a better future. I'm looking forward.
Mauricio is not holding his breath on any of the Q predictions. You put any stock into the Q predictions?
I can't at this point. I've been disappointed enough, but there's some legitimacy and it
wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Still possible. Still on the table.
Steve has hope and change.
Oh,
that's something will change.
All right. Yeah.
I like it. Okay, cool. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon. Love you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Peace. End stream. Bye-bye. It's been a pleasure. Take care. Mwah.